Good. So welcome everyone. We want to welcome you to our 2023 Faculty Hackathon sponsored by Science Gateway, you just changed the screen on me, by Texas Academic Computing Center, with very significant participation from Oak Ridge National Laboratory, from Omnibon, who's been our sponsor from the beginning, and from Voltron, who is has worked with us in past hacks as well.
And saving the universe.
Shadows, yeah.
One hackathon at a time.
One at a time. So we're going to start off quickly with some introductions. I want to introduce you to the organizing committee, and then have each of you take just 2 minutes to tell us who you are and your interest in this and what you hope to get out of it. And then we'll move on to our training. So we don't want to keep you here all night. So first on our list of organizers is Charlie Day. Charlie.
Is everybody? So, hey, thank you. So my name is Charlie Day. I'm the Director of Professional Development and Training over here at the Texas Advanced Computing Center. Jamie and I have been partnered doing these hackathons for, well, now I forgot how many years exactly. It's been that long. And of course, we slept since then too. So, but we love hosting these. We love having you all here. These hackathons, especially this faculty hack, is honestly one of my most favorite ones because, you know, we delve right in to the people who are driving today's education and tomorrow's software engineers, software developers, and domain scientists. And that is not an easy task by any means. I teach some courses over at main campus here at the University of Texas, and so I feel for you all. And it's so great to be here, and it's so great to host this, and I can't wait to get this party started.
Wow.
So, thank you, Doc.
Yes, thank you. And another important member of our organizing committee is Mr. Jamie Powell.
Hi, everyone. I am so glad to see so many faces that I have worked with over the past, and I see some new faces that I'm looking forward to getting to know. My name is Jamie Powell. I'm actually, as Charlie said, I am a worker at or senior systems administrator at the Texas Advanced Computing Center, which is a part of the University of Texas at Austin. I'm also a researcher in the IoT and blockchain field, working with environmental sensors, and I get to lecture and work with education and outreach every once in a while. I look forward to this. I'm a former student of Dr. Hayden. She's a mentor, and so I always say Mama number 2. I'm a graduate, double graduate of Elizabeth City State University, so I come from HBCU background. Beyond that, any way I can assist, any way I can help, I am glad to be here, and I am glad to see you all.
And I am, I believe, the only other member of the organizing committee here tonight, but I'm Dr. Linda Bailey Hayden. I am heading the workforce development component for Science Gateway Community Institute and for SGX3, our new iteration. We are located, well, the workforce development component is located at Elizabeth City State University. That's in northeastern North Carolina. Yeah, Vikings. Go. And I have been with this from the beginning. We started with student hackathons, and we quickly realized that we needed to also help our faculty members understand how to integrate HPC and gateways into their courses and their curriculums that they teach. And so we began to develop this faculty hackathon model. The other members of our committee include representatives from Omnibon, Boyd Wilson, you'll hear from him next time, and Amy, who will eventually join us, and just, you know, she's the heart and soul of this organization. Okay, so I think we've got all of our organizers represented. We have a couple of our mentoring organizations represented. Elijah is here. Elijah, you want to say a word from Oak Ridge National Lab?
Thank you, Dr. Hayden. I'm Elijah McCarthy with Oak Ridge National Lab. I did mentor for the FacultyHack last year, and I'm here this year as well. We have about 3 others from Oak Ridge National Lab that will also be serving as mentors, just basically helping the faculties get on different HPC resources and pointing to different gateways and data sets that you could put into your classes. I'm happy to be here, and I look forward to this year's hack as well.
Yes.
Thanks.
And he does some amazing things with faculty training there too that you will be interested in. I'm sure he's scheduled to bring that information to you later on in this event. Now, we are just delighted that some of the faculty who were part of the hackathon last year have agreed to come back this year and work with you and mentoring. And so we want to give them first preference to the introductions. And they are Al Watkins and Dr. Kay from Winston-Salem State. And any others are here tonight? Let's see. Renini, Al Watkins, and Dr. F. Bowery from Elizabeth City State University is also here tonight. So why don't you proceed, Al, to say a few words to the group. Let them know that they will survive this.
Of course, keep hope alive, okay?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Al Watkins. I'm the chair of the computer science department here at Morehouse College. It's a pleasure to rejoin this effort as a mentor, a faculty mentor. Our experience last year was very rich, unforgettable. My partner in, I won't say crime, but in research was Yvonne Phillips, here, a faculty member here at Morehouse, specializing in data science. So we took on a data science oriented HPC project and have since incorporated our learning into several courses here at Morehouse, particularly in the upcoming data science minor curriculum. Data in the African Diaspora, Data Science 1, and also our high performance computing course all have now benefited from our experience from the faculty hackathon last year. And so we look forward to lending whatever we've learned to this current crop of faculty taking the part in this hackathon. So buckle up, it's gonna be fun, and can't wait to work with you.
Good job, good job. And another survivor of last year's hackathon is Professor Akbari from Elizabeth City State University.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Muhammad Al-Bakri. Actually, associate professor at Elizabeth City State University. I participated in the last year in the event. I like it. So I asked Dr. Hayden to give me the chance to monitor. So I am participating this year and bringing my experience from the last year to help the other faculty member. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad Akbari. And finally, our own fantastic Dr. Kay from Winston-Salem State University. Don't show him your scars that we gave you. Okay.
Only scars I got right now are from poison ivy. The last 2 weeks I've been on medication, but I'm okay now. I'm used to scars. So yes, Dr. K is my name. Winston-Salem State University is my university, and Jimmy is my friend, and everybody here is my friend. I love this group. Every time I miss it, I feel like I missed something big that year. So I'm so glad this time around I'm able to attend. Yes, I am a survivor here. I've survived a few trials and temptations. I can maybe tell you that it is fun. It's probably the most fun I have all year round, other than Christmas holiday. Yes, I did participate in a few of these being a mentor, student mentor, and also the last time faculty hackathon where we had poster presentations, and we did quite well. I am practicing to introduce new things, HBCU based in my universities, because the more we do these things, the more we find where we need to clean up. Because one of the biggest things we find here is you prepare something for this course and then you come back, the course changes, you're thrown somewhere else. So actually I've decided to form coding group where we could be kind of a standing army and we can prepare things knowing next semester we can continue with our project. And that's what I'm planning to do. That way, even if a course changes, at least I have somewhere I can proceed with that work. Even if something changes with the plans, classwork, classroom wise. So everything is good here. I'm so glad to see you again. All my partners in, I'm not gonna call it that either. Good to see you all. Elijah, everybody, Jamie, I'm here. Please stay away from Jamie, you guys. Thank you.
Why are you trying to take all my fun, Dr. K? That's not even right.
Okay. And
Not
now,
taking your fun. Jamie's adding to your fun.
as always. Okay. And now our faculty participants from this year. And several of you are with us tonight. We did get notice that Isaac from Texas A&M San Antonio would be traveling during this time, so he wouldn't be able to join us, but he'll be here for the next training. Want to make sure it was being recorded, and I assured him it would be. But here we go with our new faculty, and we'll start with Jackie Jackson from Jackson State University. That's a lot of J's.
It is.
That's a lot of Jacksons.
Right.
In Jackson, Mississippi.
Jackson, Mississippi. You forgot that part. That's
Yeah.
But good afternoon again, Jackie. I'm Jacqueline Jackson, but I do go by Jackie. I am the interim chair for the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering and Computer Science at the Jackson State University, located in Jackson, Mississippi. I've worked with several people in various capacities, but now expanding my horizons. So we'll see how this goes.
All right, good. All right, ready?
Hi everyone, this is Prashant Reddy. I am from UNC Pembroke. I had a nice experience, attending the ADME symposium, and I met some people over there like Jamie, Charlie, Linda, and Dr. K. I have seen the other people, but I haven't interacted with you much, but I would take this platform here and, have like more interactions with each one of you here.
All right, looking forward to it. Okay. Overton, Andrew.
Hello, my name is Andrew Overton. I'm an adjunct professor at Jackson State University. Dr. Jackson is my boss. I'm looking forward to this experience, learn how to incorporate HPC content into the classes that I teach. It's my first hackathon of any kind, so I don't know what to expect exactly, but I'm eager to learn.
All right. Let's see, Joseph, and then Bernadette. Joseph, you with us? Okay.
I'm here with you. Sorry, I'm trying to unmute myself. Yes. Okay, I'm Joseph from Hampton University. I'm happy to be in your midst to learn and, of course, have the exposure. Then, of course, to meet other faculties and then know how we can develop things that our students can use and become better students in the future. Thank you.
All right. Bernadette.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I'm sorry, I'm not going to turn on the camera because I'm getting an unstable connection. But
All right.
nice to meet all of you. I'm Bernie Bosco from Southern Oregon University. So I'm finally at a place that really is interested in me teaching HPC. So I'm really excited to see what we can come up with in terms of materials and how people are teaching this. So nice to meet all of you.
Good. Nice to meet you too, Bernadette. Hector. Hi.
Hi, I'm Hector Corsa. I'm from OLTF, Old Ridge National Lab, or the National Computing Center, or the Old Ridge Computational Leadership Facility. And I'm happy to participate this year as mentor, so I'm really excited about it.
And Hector, you have some previous experience with SGX3 and SGCI.
Yeah, since I was a student, actually.
We're a student, yeah.
From probably in the first years of the Gateways production. So I remember that. Now I'm gonna be an advisor, I guess.
Yeah, which is part of what we have come to expect from our people who get the award that Hector and both Jamie have gotten, and Charlie will receive later this month, our Young Professional of the Year award, to recognize our outstanding young professionals in the field who are making significant contributions. And now we call it the Rising Star Award, which is just because we transitioned to X3, SGX3, but we are still trying to recognize those who are contributing in a significant way, both to the workforce development component and to the research and technology component of our institute. So Hector was one of our original young professional awardees. Jamie followed a couple of years later, and Charlie will walk into that club through those doors later this month.
I'm looking forward to it. So
Yeah.
I assume that you renamed it because, well, I'm not so young anymore.
No, we didn't rename it for that reason, but you still look young to me. We named it because we wanted a, kind of a demarcation between Science Gateway Community Institute's efforts and SGX3 efforts. Did I get everyone? Did everyone get to say a hello? Did I miss anybody? Okay, great. So,
Dr. Samyono.
All right. Oh, yes. Samyono.
I'm Widodo Samyono I'm Associate Professor of Mathematics in Jarvis Christian University in Hawkins, Texas. Yeah, I'm graduated I got my master from Hampton and I got my PhD from Old Dominion University. Yeah. Yeah,
Old Dominion University, really?
Yes.
Oh,
my
great.
PhD.
I went to school there, that computer science department, and my master's degree there at ODB.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, okay, I think that covers the introductions. We want to move on, and you want to show them the schedule? You want to turn this over to you, Charlie? You gonna do the schedule? You want me to?
I got it.
Quick, okay. I'll turn it over to the hands of Charlie Day.
Make sure you can see that. There we go. Hey, everyone. Great. Thank you so much. It's great to hear y'all. Great to hear all hellos. Looking forward to getting to know you all through this week and weekend coming up. So let's put the mouse on the right screen. All right. So that was our welcome and introduction from the organizers, from other mentors, and the faculty that are joining us today. Thank you so much for your intros. And thank you so much, Dr. Hayden, for emceeing. So do we want to talk schedule and deliverables, Doc, or would we like to just go straight into the template?
I just want to flash it at them so they'll know where to.
Flash it at them. I think we have the screen for that at the very end.
Okay, it's at the end. Let's push this to the end then.
All right. Okay, we'll grab that. and talk
Okay.
about the deliverables.
Actually, there is one thing that I do want to show on the schedule. It's
Jamie.
something that people miss it sometimes, so I just want to make sure you get it. Charlie, I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna do it. We're gonna see what happens. Do I want to continue? Yes. I'm gonna boot Charlie for a hot second.
All right.
And boop. There we go. All right. And you should see my screen
There we
now.
go.
Okay.
Let me make sure that's yes, that is
That's what you
working.
just updated, huh?
Oops, there we go.
Ah.
So first of all, this is the main site. Everything you all do we'll be adding to this site as much as possible. Up at the very top, and of course we'll drop that site and link, but up at the top right hand corner we have the schedule. And so if you click on the schedule, everything is listed there, including the Zoom links. You can add the calendar invites if you didn't receive it in email today. So these are all here, including on down to the bottom when we will be meeting in beautiful Pittsburgh for the poster session on the 22nd. So just not 22nd, sorry, 30th, October 30th. Having said that, it should change over to the right time, but just if you use the ICS, but just in case, everything's going to be in Eastern that we show on the site for now. So beyond that, back to you, Charlie.
Alrighty. I was actually going to go. Maybe did it too soon, Jamie. There we go.
Sorry.
All right. Let's go back to my share. Alrighty, there we go. Coming up, all set. All right, thanks, Jamie. The other thing I wanted to point out, this is actually really important, is join the Discord. So during this entire session, this is all about communication, all about doing check-ins, making sure that everybody has their needs met, and any roadblocks that are encroaching you, that Jamie, myself, Doc, and the other organizers can help you overcome. So to do that, we have a Discord server. If you're like me, a Gen Xer, and I've never really used Discord that much at all, but I've heard that the Gen Zers love it. So get with our students. We're going to jump on a Discord as well. Sign up there. There's going to be some channels for you to join. Create a channel for yourself, especially if you're on a team with someone else. Create a channel for your team so you guys can discuss your hack 24 hours a day. So there is the QR code. Get to your Discord. We're going to show it to you again later. So as the weeks go by, you'll definitely be on Discord to communicate with us. And then, of course, we'll recruit you in for future hackathons and using the Discord server again. So with that, Dr. K is going to be giving us an overview of the poster template. Now, I want to say Dr. K is the perfect person to give us the overview on how your poster is going to be set up. Because if you didn't know, as Jamie pointed out, there's a huge conference coming up, Science Gateways, that's going to be in the beautiful city of Pittsburgh, which actually I've heard is really a beautiful city. So I'm looking forward to going there. But we're going to have a poster. You all are going to be presenting posters at this conference. So Dr. K is going to walk you through how this poster template is created. Now, I mentioned Dr. K is a perfect person to do this because last year, Dr. K won the Best Poster Award. Dr. K and his partner, Dr. Caldwell, won the Best Poster Award at the Gateways 2022 conference. So you have, well, basically some pretty big shoes to follow there. So with that, I'm going to hand it off to Dr. K. Hey, Dr. K, do you have your own slide deck, or would you like me to just kind of drive for you?
I can share from my side.
Okay. Just so that everyone knows, again, we did drop the slide deck on the site, as you saw. You can download it so you can play the at-home game. Most importantly, the poster template is on that site, so you can download it from there.
All righty, with that, Dr. K, handing it off to you. Let me stop my share. You can start yours.
Yes. Let me try here. Let me try to share this.
There we go. Perfect.
You see my screen?
Yep, looks great. Thanks, Doc.
So yes, what we do here is we use a template already made for us, guys, and it makes our lives much easier. First of all, I like this idea a lot because it standardizes links. When we get to show slides, they are uniform. So I remember last time we had this presentation, we were advised not to change because you could, of course, start this slide from scratch. But why would you need to do that when you got a template there? So what we are advised to do here is keep everything the same, keep the font the same, keep the background colors the same, just leave it like it is, and we will end up with a uniform slide for everybody participating, which is, I think, a very good idea. So what I want to do here is things can change a little bit here and there, but mainly you're supposed to follow this template as much as you can. Where you cannot, of course, you are not obligated. It's not a do or die, but it's such a good thing. When we used this last time, it was just drop our links in there and everything went just fine. And my thinking is it should not be any different this time. So let's look at it kind of close here. So the first part, of course, the first part here is the title, which we're going to give it to the title of whatever you will be talking about. And what I'm thinking, if they give us a chance, Charlie and the rest, maybe after I go over this thing, we can show them an example of what I presented last time, kind of to collaborate what I'm saying. So for now, let's just concentrate on this, and then we'll see an example of this from what I presented last time. So yes, the topic. And so we start here with the revised course description. As a matter of fact, you can keep these topics, subtopics the same, and you just change the content. This content right now, there's nothing there. It's Swahili, so I'm the only one who can understand it. So change it to your, okay.
Can you make this larger?
Let me try that. Let me know.
Okay.
That's
pretty. Are you in presenter view or slide presentation view? I'm seeing your
It'll actually be worse in view, Doc.
Okay, all right.
But Dr. K, if you turn off your thumbnails over to the left, that will provide a little bit more space for you.
Let me see.
Yeah.
There you go.
That helps?
Better.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So, revised course description. This particular section here is where we actually put our course catalog, just like it is in your syllabus. The only thing here is, so I can say here, you put it as per your course catalog. For example, you could put the course number and name. And the thing here is, the course description will this time include how you are going to modify or to infuse the HPC part in this, because most of you already have their course catalog already done. So really what you'll be adding is just what you're going to be adding to it to infuse the HPC part. And I will show you an example of that from my slide again once I finish that. So we're going to just add to the course description as you wish to include your HPC infusion. The implementation schedule is the next one down. The implementation schedule section. See if I can move this thing again. Okay, the implementation. This is where you put like faculty or student account, because like when you get to Mr. Elijah, Dr. Elijah, you're gonna, whoever the HPCU source will be, you're gonna probably need an account for students, account for you to access their stuff. So this is the section here, you're gonna put that. So maybe here you're gonna put faculty or student account establishment, and any changes you need to do within your department, because sometimes once you change your catalog, you probably will need your department to see it and actually accept it. So this is where our implementation comes in. So that's the information you will need there. From there, sorry.
The schedule should cover the period starting with spring of 2024 through that entire year and through the following year. So 4 semesters starting with spring 2024. Or if you plan on doing it during summer, you can certainly, include that as well. But that's an important part, Dr. K, that you made, that it might take they need to include, some arrangements they're making with the department so that, some time may need to be allocated for that. So if you need to do that this semester, at the end, then you can include fall of 2023 in it as well, especially if you're offering the course during the spring of 2024.
Thank you for that. The next here is a sample HPC gateway exercise. So for this section here, this is where you ID a challenge or a problem that you want HPC to help you solve, or where you're going to apply the HPC facility to help you solve that problem. So like explain how you plan to address this challenge, whatever challenge you identify. Explain how you plan to address this challenge in your assignments, projects as you go through the semester. So every assignment, maybe you're going to try to kind of incorporate the HPC thing in it, in your assignments or your projects or whatever that is. So that is pretty much what we got for implementation. If nobody wants to add anything to that, we can go to resources needed. And on this one, this is where you're gonna get your accounts. Like I said, for example, let's say you're dealing with Dr. Elijah with the national lab. This is where you're gonna get your accounts from. So you're gonna write that down in the resources from your campus, because some of you might use campus resources like books. It could be online links, whatever resources you're gonna be using for that. Assuming there's nothing to be added to that, we can go to Gateway Community Mentors. These are suggestions from your mentor, because when we deal with these mentors, I found them very, very helpful. I don't think we would have gotten anywhere without them. Elijah had a lot of input, especially whatever you're going to be dealing with. You're probably going to be dealing with data sets. If you're not dealing with data set, it could be something that need a web link, online sites, or useful gateway links. So this is where you're going to put all that, or other suggested use cases. So this is where you're going to put all those. And then down here after that, we're going to see something called resources. This is where we put our use cases. This is where you really want to spell out your use cases. Exactly what use cases you're going to use for this one. And again, the mentor input here is important because he's the one who actually knows the ins and outs of the sources he gathered. And this is where you're going to list those down. And I'm sure you're going to hear more about these things as we continue talking. So I'm going to go jump to the next thing here, Gateway Community. This again are suggestions from your mentor. For example, data sets, web links, online sites, and other useful suggested use cases. Then for resources, you just list them again. Resources, you're going to put them all here as you find necessary. Use cases, write all your cases here. You might find the mentor again very, very useful here. Because like me, when I got to that, I really had no clue until I got to Elijah and he told me about his the clusters in his institution, and then we picked up what we're going to use. And as you're going to see when I share my actual slide, most of these things I had no clue until he suggested them to us. And then the next one is suggestions. I think I need to move these ones here. Such as suggestions. These are data sets that you're going to use or whatever suggestions you get from your mentor. And then we got something called possible expansion. I call it the next thing. What is your next thing after that? Because after you implement what you do this semester, you probably going to need to carry on with that. So that's what I call your next thing. And then at the bottom here, you just insert the orders And the last time we were allowed even to include your university logo just a little bit here. Don't overdo things. But the other thing I would probably want to ask is if anybody has any issue with this. Is actually just a regular PowerPoint slide. Most of you guys probably are experts in this. Last time we had a question on how to insert a photo here. It's really just a matter of you can actually just drag and drop and you just resize it from there. And if you want to, I can show you how to do that. I don't know if it's necessary. Does anybody want me to drag and drop a picture there? Actually, you just drag and drop, and you can just size it from there, just like you do on a regular basis.
There is one thing I want to throw in here,
Yes.
Dr. K, while you're showing this.
Yeah.
So, as you all know, we're going to the SGX3 Science Gateways Conference. Many of you may know what that is or what Science Gateways are, and some of you may not. And of course, by the end of this, you all will know what it is.
Yeah.
But having said that, please make sure that section that Dr. K was just on under resources/Science Gateways, mentors and students both, please make sure you note what Science Gateways you either use or plan to use in your classroom. I am telling you up front, the judges will be looking for what Science Gateway or you have either used or plan to use in your classroom.
Okay. So I will go ahead and share this for a slide that I used the last time. I probably have to close this and reshare. I usually get in trouble with these things, but this time I hope I'll get through okay. Let me see what I got. That's the same one there. Okay, should be this guy here, and hopefully I can try and share that. If I don't share it right, I'll be in trouble with Jamie, but I'll do my best. Let's see here. So can we see anything?
Yes.
If you can see that, then I will just kind of, if you kind of memorize, I hope you did, it's not necessary, but this is really what we just went through. This is now how I transformed my slide into my own making. And if you see here, I had a title where I integrated high performance computing in an introductory Java class course. So I was teaching a Java class, and that's the closest I could get to using the HPC resources that were available. I could have used it better in better ways, but it was a beginning, and we are refining this as we go. So here I was a Java program, and you see here revised course. I actually just use the same. It's more of a copy and paste from my catalog. I just make sure I added down here. You can see programs are executed in high performance computing environments. So that right there, I'm capturing to say, at least that's what I'm adding to my existing outline. So I made sure I have that. And then below that, in the implementation, you see here, this is more of an addendum to my regular schedule. So because I had units, I had everything else already said, I just added something to existing course catalog where I said implementation. I added the implementation schedule of my HPC, which I included a lecture activity, introduction to the course. Then I added the introduction to high performance computing HPC class course. So I just added that to that to take care of that part there. And below that, I'm using the mouse. And then for the simple gateway exercises, you see here, I added all programming projects will be done using the VI editor on the National Lab cluster. That is after collaborating with our mentor and seeing what he has and how we can use it. Then I was able now to formulate a phrase just to insert there to explain that. On the resources needed list, we just want to show off a little bit because we felt like we really understood that cluster with Dr. Elijah, and I was so impressed. So we just threw it in there for those who would want to kind of, just see around what's happening. But hopefully you get a tour to the actual place one day and see all this. But anyway, those are our resources. And here you see we got the lab accent cluster. That's the name of the cluster we're using. And the rest, it says here, hands-on HPC specific exercises. We kind of listed them down. So we explain what's going on. And then for the Gateway Community Mentor syllabus suggestion, you see here is actually a copy and paste from my syllabus, but I made sure down here I added execute programs on high performance computing system, because everything we did that we usually do in the same class, now we were using the cluster there. So that's the only thing I added there to my existing explanation. And then you notice here I added something called Unit 0, because just intuitively you can tell I had Unit 1 do something. So I just kind of forced in a Unit 0 here, which added accessing the HPC clusters using SSH clients, Unix command line environment, VIM editor, running batch. So I'm just adding to what I have. So really I'm just kind of appending stuff just to make sure it's acceptable by my department, because we can't just do things willy-nilly. They have to see them too. And the last but not least is use cases where we will use Java on accent. That was our use case, the same program, Java program we do in the lab class, except we are now using them from the accent cluster. And then possible expansion for us, we were thinking, and this is what I was talking about, I'm thinking of doing parallel programming. It'll be more fitting here than Java, because actually we found that Java was actually an issue when it comes to parallelizing using the accent. So this time around, we're going to start with maybe a little crash course on C++, and then for students because I don't think it'll take more than a week or two for students who already know the programming. So we're going to move to C++ hopefully, and then we can now do parallel programming, maybe using MPI, and we'll be more fitting than what we bring down. And that was the plan. And that's the last thing on this. I'll entertain a question, if any. Other than that, I'll stop sharing. Any question, comment? We good to go? Okay, I'll stop sharing. And I'll hand it over back to, was it Jim?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. K.
Let me go back to my share here. Thank you very much, Dr. K. And of course, congratulations again for, being our winner of the poster competition last year. I would like to point out, Dr. K made a point of saying, hey, use this template, use these colors, use this format. The reason being, this conference will have a lot of other scientists, engineers, and users and developers presenting their posters. And we kind of want our group, our posters to kind of look and feel the same, so people can walk around going, hey, that's a poster from the Faculty Hack, and then, engage them that way. All right, I'm going to go back to sharing here real quick, and then Jamie, I'll hand it off to you.
Not a problem.
But
and while Charlie's switching over there, so the feedback link right now I have it turned off for that Google form. However, it will be turned on for the conference, and you all will have access to that feedback.
Righty, okay, couple things here. Let me go ahead and share my screen again. Sorry about that. Going from pre-presentation mode back, it doesn't quite like that transition. All right. And
come on, Charlie, you can do it. You can do it.
I'm trying. It's working on it. It's doing it. It's also when you have 3 monitors. It's like, which one is being shared? There we go.
And actually, Dr. Jackson, you have a question?
Yes, I do. So are the dimensions already set on the template?
The dimensions, I believe so. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
okay.
So
that's why it is what we found. So we under Dr. Hayden's program, Jeff, if I remember correctly, Jeff Wood, who he's retired and actually moved to Tennessee. He's doing well, but he actually came up with that solution for our students as an easy way for them to do posters for sessions. And so we kind of just passed that method on. If there's another way that you feel a lot more comfortable, there's some professors that love using LaTeX and stuff like that. That's fine. However, please include the badging, so the branding, because again, the judges will actually be looking for that for the group. So Just putting that out there.
Yes, FacultyHack at Gateways23, and then put your badge up and put the NSF logo in, and you should be good. For those of you looking for the template, if you couldn't find it, here is the link. So there's a link for the template. You can follow the event site link or go to event site resources, and under the first session, there's poster template. So you can grab that from there. I also want to show you an example of somebody else's. Let's see if this works. This is Dr. Doswell's poster from last year as well. So you can see it has a slightly different look and feel to it, but all the major categories are there. You got the court, you got the title of the poster, you have the badge from last year and the NSF logo, the course description, the implementation schedule, the resources needed, the science gateways that they used or will be using, et cetera, et cetera. So you can kind of get a feel for how it looks in, in a different situation. And then of course, the authors.
Dr. Bosco brought up a very good point, and it's actually something I am going to fuss at Dr. K for because he's here. So Dr. K, oh no, I'm going to fuss at Al, I'm going to fuss at Dr. K, and I'm going to fuss at Jackie. I'm going to get y'all all. Why did y'all give me, where are your PDFs for your posters, people?
See what happened was.
No. See, the reason I'm saying that is we strive. Many of us are from HBCUs. Actually, I think all of us are from HBCUs on this call. A lot of times the way and I got this from Dr. Hayden, when we do things, we document them. We document them so that we can get to them later. Providing your poster, we'll put it on the site. And so then it becomes something that we can go back and reference later, as opposed to it languishing on your Google Drive or on an old hard drive and we never see it again. So please send me your PDFs when you're done. To answer one of the questions in chat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drop the event site in chat. And on the event site, if you go to the schedule or to resources, the poster template is listed there.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jamie.
Yes. As well as the slide deck. So you're going to see some references to things and links. And I know you're thinking, oh goodness, how can I get them? The slide deck is also listed there on the website. If you click on the schedule up at the very top, for each of the sessions, if there are any links that are provided, they're listed there. So the one that says slide deck is actually the overall slide deck for this session. It's what Charlie has been referencing. And then all of those are also listed on resources. So up at the top right-hand corner again there, Charlie, if you click on resources instead, there we go. Each session will have its own area, and then they have the links there as well. So we try our best to keep everything together for you so that it is easily referenceable and findable in the future.
Also go through there. There's some great information on some of the tutorials, some of the resources, online resources that Jamie and I have used in the past. Things that we've seen that students use when we just kind of walk around the room. It's like, hey, that's really cool. And then we go ahead, we're going to use that as well. So a lot of these UI, UXs came from student suggestions, and these coding platforms, Google Colab, VS Code, and whatnot. Those are some great resources to use. And a lot of them has only gotten better. I don't think you have Replit on here, the new version of Replit that ties into GitHub.
Oh, I forgot about, I do need to add that in. I always say it, but I forget to add, because I was showing Code Spaces that is in GitHub now, where you can do direct development from within GitHub. So,
but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Here's some spoilers coming up real soon. All right, so back at it then.
Having said that, though, I would like to ask in chat, if there are other tools that you've come across, please feel free to share them. But specifically, even though we're showing, this is the way that I learned how to do posters. There's one other program I used as well that was like generally used for newspapers. But this way has been easier. I even do it using Google Docs. I'll drop it in a presentation so I can work collaboratively with people. However, what do you all use for posters? We're faculty members here, so what do you all use that's better? Show me an easy way.
That'd be great. Yeah, feel free to share those, and we'll share those with the rest of the site as well. Here's the thing. If you haven't noticed already, all you newcomers, and you're kind of seeing us kind of hanging with each other, chatting with each other, we are a community, and we only grow as much as the community allows us to grow. So the more thinking heads, the more talking heads we have in the same room, the faster this community grows, and honestly, the closer knit this community becomes. So your input is vital to making these hackathons successful and making this our faculty hack, the Gateways community, grow. And so, yeah, you're all now part of this community, whether you like it or not, and you're now a resource to the rest of the community if you like it or not. So with that, okay, so Jamie gave you all kind of a little teaser of what is doable in this program called GitHub. So hey, Jamie, I'm going to hand off to share to you now, and
Thank you,
walk
sir.
us through this thing called GitHub, would you?
I will
And then
do.
later,
So
tell us how our life is easier because of GitHub.
now that part I can't help you with. I never made promises of making your life easier. I don't even want to put that out there. I don't want you to get excited and think Jamie's going to solve the problems of the world. No, that is not where we are. I'm just telling you that. However, what I do want to do, I'm going to give you some quick information. I usually do a demo, but I see we're coming up on the hour. So what I'm going to do, because I am a responsible presenter today.
Jamie, I assume we were going until well, at my time, 6:30.
That's not a problem at all. But even with that, Doc, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy a link. This actually comes from our ADME hackathon that we had this past summer, where I went deep down into code spaces and things like that. I'm going to drop this link in chat. So this is GitHub and code spaces overview. Now, I don't know about the rest of the professors out here, but there's something about faces looking at me that caused me to not spell correctly. That's what I'm going to blame it on. So I dropped that link in chat, so it goes down a lot deeper. I'm going to keep it a little shallow this time, and I'm going to ask you all questions. So that one person that's probably in their car right now on the way home that's just listening to this, I'm going to ask you questions. Al, I'm going to ask you questions. I'm just telling you. I actually got to see Al. Oh, Al didn't even put in his mic, so he can't talk. That is smart.
Quite an AZ305 study cram.
Okay. There we go. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to go ahead and hit back to the slides. I'm not even going to go full screen, Doc, because we're going to hop right out of it. No, I'll do it. I'll do it the right way. I'm not going to share.
You're going to do it.
You're going to do it. Do it right.
There we go.
All right.
So what I want to ask everyone, though, so I'm looking at my camera. I'm looking at you all. When you see me looking over here, it means I'm looking at your video. My main screen's here. I want to ask you all, how many of y'all actually use GitHub already with your students? If I can get a reaction, I'm actually going to pop open the participant window. And if y'all can just throw me a wave or a check. Okay, so Bernadette uses it. Good. Any others use GitHub with their students? Because I'm actually starting to hear some more. All right, Wida. Okay, good. For creating a profile, a portfolio, especially with students that are going for internships and things. So they have some coding examples. They weren't like us where we created our final project and it was on a zip disk and it got the click of death and it's gone. That might be personal, but that happened to me. I was so proud of that program too. But all right, so I actually only see two. Are there any more? I know Charlie and I do in our courses.
Bernadette, who's the other? I'm not seeing.
We do.
Okay.
And am I saying your name correctly, by the way?
Jarvis Christian.
Okay. All right. Well, let me.
No,
I'm
you
gonna,
don't.
I'm going to stop the share real quick. I'm going to ask again. I'm going to ask another question. If you're not using GitHub for your students, and I know we have a number of professors here that are in computer science or related. Sometimes Dr. Muhammad uses it sometimes. What do you have your students send their programs to? What do you suggest? Are you using something else?
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to all the professors here. Do you have them put their software
campus
somewhere
mail?
else?
That's what it.
outside of just sending a homework, do you have them send it anywhere else? Ooh, or are you just happy that they turned it in?
In the Canvas.
Oh,
Say that
using
again.
Canvas. Using Canvas.
Okay.
Yeah.
You sent it to Blackboard. Okay.
Yeah,
Very good.
something
All right.
like that. Yeah.
So in other words, you get them in for homework, but as far as in workforce development, making sure they're ready for internships, making sure they're ready when they graduate, do you have them send it anywhere else? Or I don't know, the code that you make that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into for your hard drive to fail. Do you
Hard
put it
drives don't
anywhere
fail.
else?
What are you talking about, Jamie?
All right. Okay, I was just
Yeah,
checking.
and also I asked the student also explaining about the software in the YouTube video.
Okay. Okay. Oh, and I see Shane. Yes. So, that connection between Jupyter Notebooks and GitHub is amazing, isn't it?
Yes.
By the way, do you know that if you have Jupyter Labs, you can actually turn on a component, an extension that'll allow your students to work collaboratively the same way they do in Google Colab?
Yes, I know about that. That's wonderful. And also, I mean, AWS has like SageMaker. You all can get for free. I mean, if your institution is a minority serving institution, they'll give you the free resource for you.
SageMaker. I've never heard of SageMaker.
It's basically a CPU, virtual CPU, computing.
Ooh, okay, I have to go there.
Could add that to our resource list here.
All right. Again, we work at, I think most of us here work at small institutions. Jackson State, I know that you're all R1. I hear you. But
And I was thinking you and Jamie at UT, we're not small.
Yes, that's
so hey, that's true. So I'm gonna have to check out SageMaker. That
Amazon
actually looks like that
SageMaker.
has some feet. That looks interesting. Some legs.
Yeah, it does.
All right, so I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna stop my share again. I'm gonna look into the camera. How many of y'all thought about that? About the fact that your students actually need coding snippets for these internships and things like that? I see a couple of you all shaking your head. Okay, so the fact is that GitHub is a standard across the industry. There are others. There are others out there, but the fact is when a student walks into an internship or a job and they ask for coding samples, they're talking about they want to see their GitHub page. That makes sense? Is it extra work to put things on GitHub? Yes. Do you have to use the terminal that we all grew up with? No. No, you don't. They can drag and drop their stuff now. Did you know that?
Wow.
To the website. So I am going to show you that. I see that I'm surprising some people, so I will show you that. Just to go over this really quickly, just so I can give you the basics, so that when we have the test at the end, you all will be able to answer these questions, because you have to have the multiple choice questions apparently, and apparently in computer science classes we have to have multiple choice. I don't know why. I don't know why, Charlie. Instead of just
Hey, we
turning
don't
in
give exams in
code.
our classes.
But
I'll tell you what, though, I'm in that cybersecurity program that I'm in. That's all the exams are always multiple choice.
As they should
Well, I mean,
be.
they're not easy multiple choice, so
The best answer. But we're good professors that we don't want to do that to our students. So GitHub actually started back in 2007. It was actually it was a open source project where it was made in order to allow people to have a repository where you could track how your code changes. That sounds easy, but when you think about how much you change code when you're working on it, having the ability to reflect and revert back to previous methods, and to find out where you deleted something that you weren't supposed to makes all the difference in the world. And then having this one-stop shop that has all of your code, it's a great thing to have. We were all terrified in 2018 when Microsoft bought them, because we didn't know what was going to happen. For the first couple of years, they really didn't do much, but with the Azure add-ons that they've added now, with Git pages and things like that I'm going to show you here in a moment, I think I can say with a fair certainty that Microsoft has done GitHub well. I'm still okay with GitHub. You can facilitate version control. You can use it for documentation, discussions, development. The point of it is you don't just have to use GitHub just to put your source code. It has so many uses. In fact, the website that you're looking at, this particular FacultyHack, let me go to it right now. I've gone all over the place, but let me go to our FacultyHack's website. If you notice, it's hackhpc.github.io. So if I go to our FacultyHack GitHub repository, which is right here, it's just sitting in a GitHub repo. And it's free. Not free because I'm at a HBCU, not free because we're an academic institution. It's free because it's free, period. Now, are there limitations on how large it is? Yes, but still free. And it's easy to do as far as in turning it on. Access methods, I grew up with command line and I hated it as far as in accessing Git. It was great just to push things out there, but God help you if there's some type of conflict. There are entire jobs at certain software companies that they're there to do nothing but handle merge conflicts on Git. It hurt.
Yeah.
The way I teach students to do it is actually through the website. You go to the website, you drag and drop the file, boom, bam, you're up and running. And of course, there's
funny
also
because I teach students with the command line. So
yes. I don't hurt students like that. They have enough on them. I want them to be able to code. I'm not worried about them being able to use Git through the command line, but that's me.
Yeah, I mean, we have an issue. I mean, obviously, some of you may be teaching your classes using terminals. That's what we do on our classes, because that's the only way to access some of our machines. In which case, yes, you do have to use the Git command, but it has gotten easier than it used to be. But is it still a pain? Yeah, it's still a pain. Does it hurt? Yeah, it still hurts. Sometimes you have to kind of reset and start from scratch. Yeah, sometimes
in fact,
you have to start from scratch.
Dr. Hayden was on a call, and Charlie were on a call with me last Thursday when dear Jamie uploaded an empty repository to where the website was. Thank goodness for being able to revert. I recommend GitHub Classrooms to get newcomer students started. I agree. I haven't used GitHub Classrooms. I usually do the regular individual accounts, but that is another suggestion as well. And of course, there are desktop clients. You can tie it into VS Code. You can tie it in Jupyter Notebooks. You can tie it into Atom or whatever the flavor of the week editor is that you want to use. And then it renders certain languages automatically, I should say, with Markdown and HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Liquid, LaTeX, and the list goes on and on and on. It does your color coding for you for your C++ files, your Fortran, your C, your COBOL. I don't think it does COBOL, but
I would say we should
is
test
there.
that, but that would mean actually having to go out and finding a COBOL programmer.
And it hurts just to think about that, but we'll leave that alone. Again, I'm not going to dig down deep into this the way I did before. I provided the YouTube video, but I do want you to see how much easier it can be as opposed to the way that some of us learned back in the day. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm actually going to go to my repository. Now, this repo, this link is available in the slide deck, which of course we have is sitting on our site. I'm going to drop it in chat real quick, and I'm going to head on over there. So this is one of my repositories. And this particular repository is one of many. Just to show you, I'm going to drop back here. And these are my pinned ones, but I have about 54 repositories that are under just me. Having said that, I'm a part of quite a few organizations where I've added other, where I have a lot of entry into them as well. But for today's fun, we're going to take a look at my Git intro repo. It's cute, isn't it? It's got a little, it has a readme.md file. So .md stands for Markdown. Markdown. Now, Markdown is well, I'll say it to you all the same way I say it to the students. You being a coder, you may not want to go into an editor. And so Markdown allows you to use certain syntax to very quickly add some rendered rich text additions to your code or to your text. Those that use Jupyter Notebooks, when you create a text file or a text block, of course we use Markdown within there. It's this pretty much the same Markdown. GitHub has a few little specialities, which is why I put the GitHub tutorial and reference there for you. But generally speaking, that same syntax that you use within Jupyter Notebooks works for Markdown files. I like my README files to pop. So when we host hackathons, one of our deliverables that we have for our teams is your README file should be customized for your project. Let me put this in classroom terms. Your students work on a project where they are creating fractals or whatever project it is they want to do. My absolute favorite is, of course, in C++, running through an array, sorting arrays. In the README, you want them to add that information within their README. Now, having said that, the other cool thing about it is that Markdown text automatically renders out, as you can see here. So the links actually become links. I'm able to even use HTML for pictures, lists, bullets, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, let's say that your students actually have a project that they want done. And I'm going to actually click on my excellent team project here. I can add my source code in here. In this case, I have a main.py for Python, and I see some people scooting up. So is that a little bit better for you? Sorry about that. So if I go to my main source code, so good old Python is there.
Now, here's the thing. You don't have to actually write the code in GitHub. You can have the code sitting on your desktop. You can drag it into your project. You can drag your images into your project. You can drag your Jupyter Notebook into your project, and GitHub will then manage everything. And then as things change, as you edit them in GitHub or connected to GitHub, it will go and flag what's been changed and how it's been changed and whatnot.
Yes. So let me give you an example of that. Let's say that I want to add the FacultyHack badge, the beautiful badge that I created using Canva, hint, hint, poke, poke, to create the imagery. And let's say I want to add this to my GitHub repository. All I have to do, now keep in mind, we're used to going to git, commit, all that. No, no, no. All I have to do is go to add file, upload files. I'm literally grabbing the icon off my desktop and dragging it in. I added a file. What do we have to do in GitHub? Anytime we add anything, we have to put a commit message. In this case, I'm going to say added badge for example. And of course, we can put more information in there.
The reason we have these commit messages, the reason we're putting these notes in when we add things or edit things or change things, is because GitHub is also meant to do collaborative coding. And I think all of us know how difficult collaborative coding is, especially when you have multiple people working on multiple files. It can get confusing quick, which is why you put these little messages in there, not just for yourself, but for the rest of your team. So if I go in here, it's like, what the heck is this badge? I can say, oh, Jamie committed it. He's added the badge, for example, for the, for his Git intro. Okay, now I understand where that came from. Makes life a little easier to manage.
You can also drag folders in here. So just put our full directories in here. There is a limit to how many you can upload at one time. And I believe that number is 50. But you can do it, and then you can do it over and over again. Having said that, I just added the badge, there it is, to the repository. Remember back in the day where I would have had to do all this git clone, and nowadays you actually have to set up the token so you can do it locally and all that good stuff. It's actually gotten a lot more complicated. I just dragged and dropped it. Your students can do this. Now I'm going to take this to the next level. I have an interesting project in here. As you see here, I'm actually able to see this rendered out. I'm going to turn this into a web page. And the way I'm going to do that, I'm just going to go to settings. So I'm in the settings of the repository in top right. Over on the left-hand side, there's a section here called pages. Pages, if you're taking notes. Thank you. Thank you, Charlie.
You know, I love my annotations.
Yes. Now watch what it's going to take for me to turn this into a web page. Build and deploy. Under source, it says deploy from branch. Now my branches are, you can fork, we're doing collaboratively. You can make multiple copies of software branches that you can merge together. But in this case, I have one branch. That one branch is the main branch or the master branch. Now, all I have to do is select root. That's where I want it. And I can save it. And that's it. But Jamie, I don't see anything. Up at the top here, notice here it says, now keep in mind, the name of my repository is github.com/UmiHP. The name of the repo is git-intro. Let's take a look at the site.
Ooh.
So what was rendered out in the markdown is automatically translated into HTML, and it creates a page. Let me put this in classroom.
What does HTML stand for?
Hypertext Markup Language.
What's MD?
Markdown.
There we go. So
Or
are you saying that
MDL.
HTML is a type of markup language?
HTML indeed. Just like YAML is a type of markdown language, which actually stands for yet another markdown language, which I think is hilarious. Kind of like GNU is GNU's not unit. But anyway, sorry, computer science. Y'all know how this works. But yes, so imagine you have an event going on. Let's say you have a computer team or a cluster team or a project that you want to document with your students.
Or you're hosting a hackathon.
Or hosting a hackathon. You can easily create these repositories and have a page that goes along with them, and they're ready to go.
And there's some great
If you want to
templates
get
out there
fancier,
too.
just to put it out there, if you want to get a bit fancier. So if you all notice, my name is Jimmy HP. Well, if I put a C behind that, you know, Jimmy HPC, because high performance computing, I can go to my website, which I am in the process of updating. No judgment.
Squirrel.
This again is just a GitHub repository. If I go to my profile and I go to, there's actually a repository called jimmyhp.github.io. It's just a website. It links to it, and I actually went to settings and added a DNS entry. You can get fancy if you want to. That's up to you. All right, one last tip for you. Oh, by the way, you can also run your projects here. I should throw that out there for my people that are very much about project management and whatnot. You can have projects and run your teams from projects. One last trick for you. We've talked about GitHub. We talked about Google Colab. We've talked about AWS with Sage being able to run software. You can actually modify and run this code from GitHub. So this is our last tip here.
Now that is cool.
In the upper right-hand corner, now I'm actually going to go to my Excellent Team project, and I have my main code right here. Now, right now I'm zoomed in. So I'm going to see if I can get there. No, I can't get there from there. I need to be on the main repository. There we go. Code. If I click code, I can actually open up code spaces. So around the code, there's a little tab here for code spaces. It's almost hidden away. But if you click on it, I can actually fire off a virtual machine for this code. So I'm going to go ahead and click create code space. Now I'm going to warn you ahead of time, there can be expenses that go along with this. There is a free amount that you're given. You can sign up as being in academia and they give you extra. But the point is, I clicked on code. I fired it off. For all of my people that use VS Code, this looks really familiar, doesn't it? This isn't on my computer. Let me prove it because, you know, people. So if I type host name, so I'm down on terminal. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger. There we go. So I have a terminal here, but I'm going to go ahead and type host name, hit enter. I'm on code spaces. So this is not my computer. This is virtual. For my Linux people, I'm going to do a little bit of terminal work here. I'm going to do a ls. Hey, where am I clicked? Let go. Let go. Thank you. ls. Oh, no. Am I in annotation? Somehow I've gotten into annotation.
That's weird. You shouldn't be.
I am blaming Charlie for this. Oh, I know why. I think I actually have to get out of there. Escape. Let me out. Let it go. Sure. There. All right. So I'm in Linux. So if I do a ls, I can see my files. I'm scared to zoom back in, but I'm going to try it anyway because I am a thug. There we go. I say that in jest. Please know that's in jest. I know that my directory name was my Excellent Team project. I can go in there. I have that little bit of code called main py, and I can actually do a cat main py. For those of you that are not used to Linux, don't worry. You're going to have more experience in it before this project is over. So this is a very simple project that actually, what is the story of my code here, Charlie? So I'm going to print, yes, I'm ready to do some real work to help solve the world's problems. I'm going to create a range. I'm going to say hello, but let's run this. So let's say Python because of course it's in Python and main.py, and I'm actually able to run the code.
Yay.
Not just that, but I can also go in, I can open my code file and I could change it. Let's see here, instead of I'm ready to do some real work to help solve the world's problems, I'm going to say, or something like that.
Maybe after I get a cup of coffee, then I'll solve the world's problems.
Exactly. It's going to autosave. Let's see here. Or something like that. And there's my spelling error for the day. Yay! So let me go ahead and correct that. And I'm going to run it again. And now it's fixed. Fully functional virtual machine. So, having said that, I'm going to go ahead and let me quit out of here. Or exit. Let me exit out. There we go. Goodbye. Goodbye.
So
my
let me ask
virtual
you a
machine.
question, Jamie.
Certainly.
Am I limited to what file types I can put into GitHub?
I haven't found a limit. Now, as far as it being able to render those files, you're limited. But as far as on what type of files you put in there, you're only limited by the size and the number of files you can at any one time. Now, if you have a professional edition, or if you're running, of course, GitLab or something like that, then that's going to be a little bit different. All right.
Very
Like I said, this is just a very, very quick entry into it. Nothing huge. Now, I do want to go, I'm going to go ahead and close that out. I have this running in the background. And what I would do is I'll actually go to code spaces and I'll shut down that virtual machine because I do not want to bill. So I'm going to go to github.com/codespaces. And I can actually stop it. There you are.
I do believe it's important to stop your code space.
Yes, because you will get charged. Remember, it's always a 2-core, but no, we want to go ahead and we're going to stop code space.
So remember, at the end of the day, this is still a Microsoft product and it will love to charge you.
Yes, and I'm actually going to delete it because I don't always trust Microsoft. Now, having said that, I'm going to go ahead and stop. So I went over 3 things. Believe it or not, in all my talking, I only went over 3 things. 1, I showed you an easy way to insert information into GitHub using the website, drag and drop. 2, I showed you that it isn't just for source code. You can, it works for me now. Oh my goodness.
Doesn't work for me yet.
Yay. So 2, we can actually do, I have to put my fingers down because AI keeps taking over. 2, we can actually do websites. We can do documentation. Again, it's not just for source code. And 3, we could actually run a developmental environment from within GitHub where we can test our applications. We can even do websites. We've done that where we've actually run a Jekyll environment and then tested it, connecting it to it remotely. The point is there's a lot more to GitHub than just putting source code. But the most important thing I want to tell you, if you're not using this for your students, and especially for your own code, start. It's the industry standard. We need to use it. So, having said that, I'm going to turn the floor back over to Charlie. If there are any questions on there in the slide deck, there's a list of references there. I will be around. If you have not joined GitHub, please GitHub. If you have not joined the Discord, please join the Discord. And Charlie, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right. And my screen's loading here. So Jamie was very kind. He put together a list of resources, of which my computer is trying to render. If you're all seeing the same loading screen I'm seeing. There we go.
There we go.
In the slide deck that Jamie shared with you earlier, you will find a bunch of GitHub resources and references, including tutorials, sample pages, the code spaces, Remember I told you that there's a lot of cool things you can do with that website and make it and personalize it and make it your own. There's a place called Jekyll that actually hosts a lot of those cool themes that you can find and integrate into your websites. And then, of course, all the other fun stuff and some other tutorials in there as well as an HTML cheat sheet, which is very handy, and the CSS cheat sheet that will drive you insane. So, all right. So with that, I was going to tell you our next session, since this is a week-long event. Tomorrow, at the same time, same channel, we're going to start doing our team introductions and our HPC overview. And then on Wednesday, we're going to do our Science Gateways overview, and we'll be doing this new thing that Jamie and I are part of called HPC Ed. And we're going to actually do a little bit of hackathon code crowdsourcing bit with you all for you all to help with this project, and we'll give you more about that. And then the hackathon will kickstart, and we'll move from there. And hopefully this is going to be one heck of an event. And then, of course, I think during the hack, I'll tell you what this dandelion thing is all about. So, any questions from anybody?
Yeah, I have a question. When the tutors or the teams will be assigned?
So we will be looking
at the teams. You said.
Sorry, Jim, go on.
Oh, no. I was saying, are the teams going to be assigned?
Yes, for
mentors will be assigned to the team sector on the during the kickoff session on Thursday. That's on the schedule. That's when the mentors will be assigned. If you have some suggestions for mentors who to work with, you can send me an email and I'll be glad to accommodate that. My best to accommodate.
Awesome. Once again, thank you. If there are no other questions, thank you so much.
I have one
sorry,
question.
go on, Jackie.
So for tomorrow, what's the team introductions? What does that involve? Since if we won't get a mentor until later, what is this part about the team introductions?
That is an excellent question. I put that on the agenda because I'm used to the second day we usually do teams, but I forget we're in pre-training. So I may actually pull that out for tomorrow.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
I was wondering about that. Like, okay, because I don't remember that being until Thursday. So, all right, good. We're all on the same page. So it's going to be a surprise. But no, we do actually have something planned. We have a couple of things coming up this week. We have a new environment from Omnibond called the Eureka Project that will be introduced to you this week. We're going to talk about the HPC Ed. We're going to talk about SGX3. We're going to give you an overview of some HPC technologies and what you can do with it. So we have a pretty solid schedule set up over these next few days before the hack actually starts. So yeah, we'll get everything up. For the meantime, though, your current assignment, your current to-do task is to get yourselves on Discord. Jamie, do you have that channel, or do you want everybody on Discord first and then can invite them to the private channel?
So as I am seeing them appear,
Yes.
I've been adding them to the private channel. So we have a role that is the FacultyHack Gateways23 role that then allows you to gain entry into the FacultyHack-Gateways private channel. Membership has its privileges. The other reason that we are very much pushing to get you all to join Discord is because if there's an issue or something like that, you have a way to contact us. If as far as in communicating with the mentors, just because you have a particular group mentor, that doesn't mean you can't reach out to the other mentors. We're family here. Again, I just want to say many of us are from HBCUs and smaller universities where we need each other. We're family. So we're here to help each other.
So, Joseph, you have this entire alien abduction thing going on. You're doing all right? You're kind of glowing. You're like ascending. All right.
See, you have
I'm
to
good,
you
thank
have to
you.
use the new AI functions inside of FaceTime, so it'll. Oh, now it won't do it. Of course, it won't do it
Mine
now that I
doesn't,
want
mine doesn't do it. I don't understand.
It was
All
doing
right.
it before.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, there we
Nicely
go.
done. Dang. That's pretty awesome. All right. Wait, once again, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We really appreciate your time. We really appreciate your efforts. We're really looking forward to getting to know you all and hanging out. This is going to be a really, really good time. Special thanks to our organizers, special thanks to Jamie, special thanks to Dr. K, and of course, a huge, huge thank you to Linda Hayden, who's been organizing this since, I think, forever. So thank you all. Thank you to our organizers. Thank you to our sponsors. And we will see you all tomorrow evening. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.